So today I've got a fun little adventure planned for us. It is that wonderful post-NAMM time of year where we've got all sorts of new instruments, gear, fun toys. So today we're gonna go check out our new guitar that has a lot of hype coming out of NAMM 2020, the Limited Edition Bedford SH guitar from D'Angelico. It's a really cool looking guitar, comes in 3 different matte finish options, and each finish is limited to 50 pieces. So this is gonna be a pretty exclusive and rare guitar, but all the more reason why I needed to get my hands on one, play it for you guys, and we can decide together if this guitar is worth all the hype. But before we can do all that, we gotta head down to the D'Angelico guitar showroom, pick this guitar up, and maybe we'll see if one of the guys down there can answer some questions for us. Oh, and thanks to the brilliant magic of video editing, here's a little sample of the Bedford SH. Let's head out. Alright guys, so this is Ryan Kershaw. He is the VP of Product Development here at D'Angelico Guitars. Ryan, man, thank you for hanging out today.
Thanks for coming in. Always a pleasure to see you.
Dude, likewise. So, from what I can already tell about this guitar, it's a powerhouse. It sounds great, it feels great, I mean, hell, it looks great.
Thank you.
So why limit these to 50 pieces per finish?
I appreciate you bringing this up because I think it's a point that needs clarification, actually. So, the Deluxe series in our product line in general hosts the majority of our limited edition runs.
Got it.
So usually when we're putting out a new product at the top of the year, we'll do some limited edition run of it. And that's really speaking to just the finish and the specific combination with the electronics, etc.
Nice.
So it's more that the variation of the guitar is limited edition, not the model itself. There would be only 50 pieces made worldwide of the matte wine, the matte rose gold, and the matte black that came out this year.
Got it.
But this model itself, it's going to return to the line.
Got it.
We're not going to retire it or anything. We love it too dearly for that.
That's great to hear, man. So we've already had this guitar in a couple of different variations, the Deluxe, the Premier, the Bob Weir Artist Signature. What separates the Deluxe Bedford SH from the other variations in the Bedford lineup?
Absolutely. So the Bedford body style, that offset shape, was our flagship solid body design. It was the first guitar designed in the solid body collection. In my opinion, it was always a really cool guitar, had a lot of potential. I still stand by the Premier series and the Deluxe Bedford, and certainly by the Bob Weir Signature models. Those are great guitars. but I felt like we hadn't pushed it to its limit quite yet in terms of how much it could do for a player. So this past year, we wanted to see if we could make a 3 pickup version of it, as opposed to just the single coil in the neck and the humbucker in the bridge, which is on the standard Bedford. And so as I was following that line of thinking with a 3 pickup variation, I also started asking myself questions about how we could make it even more different from that, because we didn't want to just put out any old 3 pickup single coil offset guitar. We really wanted it to have its own character, be part of the D'Angelico family, etc.
Yeah.
Not only does it have that really unique pickup configuration, but it also has this oversized chamber in the top bow with this oversized modern curvaceous F-hole window on top. So the thinking is, it is a really articulate and spanky and mid to high range driven guitar with the 3 pickup configuration.
Amazing.
But bringing in a lot of warmth and some of the semi-hollow characteristic that D'Angelico is known for with the F-hole.
Amazing. Amazing. So, Ryan, one of the things that I have really enjoyed about getting to know the team here at D'Angelico is everybody is a player, seemingly, and has either a band that they play in or an artist project that they're working on, yourself included. So I'm wondering, as one of the key people who designed this guitar, did this guitar kind of scratch a personal itch for you? Does it do anything that you as a player were specifically looking for out of a guitar that you weren't seeing anywhere else?
That's a great question. I think anyone who has the privilege to be on the design side of instrument making would be lying if they didn't say that the things they were coming up with weren't also filling personal voids or personal curiosities. But I think that is where some of the most creative endeavors take place. When I was younger, I was playing single coil guitars when I was starting out, and then I graduated to humbucker guitars and semi-hollows. A lot of music around nowadays, the projects that I'm a part of included, are really versatile and really diverse in their references and in the type of music that they make. And so one of the things I've focused on here is making our guitars as versatile as possible. Whether that's something as simple as adding coil splitting features into a semi-hollow with humbuckers, or coming up with something like the SH. So this is definitely supposed to be this sort of palette that pulls from all edges of the D'Angelico brand, and that's why it has the warmth of the F-hole, the articulation of a single coil, the spirit of a vintage instrument with the mini humbucker, etc. So I think that all of it comes together in this equal parts rich and robust, but also articulate and bright, that make it one of those instruments that you can use in pretty much any project.
I love that. I love that. That's awesome. Okay, so last question for you, and this may seem a little too soon, being that NAMM is just behind us and you've got all these new guitars announced.
All good, love it.
But I've definitely seen over the past couple of years D'Angelico as one of the front runners in kind of contributing to the conversation of the modern guitar. I personally was really drawn to the brand when you guys announced your solid bodies. The Bedford obviously being the flagship, but you had 2 other models, the Ludlow and the Atlantic. And now we've seen additions in a very short time made to the line, matte finishes, new features. What do you guys hope to do in the future to continue adding to the conversation of what it means to be a modern guitar?
Sure. So I think one of the things that we are proudest of at D'Angelico is our ability to look to the past and look to the future simultaneously.
Nice.
It's in our name. We're here in New York City. We know how lucky we are to have the brand that we do, and to have John D'Angelico be the father of these instruments that we have both tried to show respect to and do right by doing reissues and heritage models, etc. But also thinking, well, take that spirit of instrument making, all of that magic that was incorporated into those original guitars that have stood the test of time, and how do we bring that forward into the modern era?
Nice.
And so I hope that, even though D'Angelico had never done solid bodies up until a few years ago, that they had enough spirit of the rest of the brand that it made sense when we debuted them, right? And I think we did achieve that. I don't think we're ever going to go crazy and become like a metal guitar brand overnight. I think that we know our strong suit and what our history is. And my hope is that we can continue referencing the history books for really special things that D'Angelico has always done, and that we could continue building on. We're always going to look to the players. We're always going to look to the past and the future, and hopefully people like what we do.
Love that, man. Those were great answers.
Hey,
and
thanks.
listen, all of that is, you know, evidenced by these beautiful instruments that you guys are creating here. So always appreciate your time, man. Thank you for
Appreciate yours.
always putting these guitars in my hands and letting me play around and be creative and share them with people.
Thanks for making good-looking videos, man, and being a good-looking dude.
Oh, come on. Look at this guy. Well, I appreciate this. I'm going to take this home and play around with it, and we'll see what we think. Ryan, thank you for your time again.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, guys. So here it is, the Deluxe Bedford SH. I want to plug this thing in right away and give you guys some first impressions. The mini humbucker is definitely noticeably hotter. So first impressions, super positive. The guitar feels really nice to play, super comfortable. The offset body is really comfortable to play. It just sits up against you really nicely. The smooth satin finish on the back of the neck adds some extra playability, as is the case with most D'Angelico guitars these days. The ebony fretboard feels and sounds great. It has a ton of sustain. It's worth noting that John D'Angelico himself, who is widely regarded as one of the best guitar builders and luthiers of all time, only used ebony fingerboards. So I thought that was really cool. I never knew that, and it's definitely nice to see D'Angelico continuing that tradition and legacy. Let's talk about these pickups, because they sound great. We've got 2 single coils and a mini humbucker. The single coils are Seymour Duncan 5.2s, and then our mini humbucker is the Seymour Duncan SM1B. And this pickup combination is really going to give you a lot of options. You're really going to have a wide-ranging, full-bodied tonal profile to work with. And this tone knob down here is going to be your best friend, because no matter what pickup combination you're using, you're going to be able to shape and modify your tone with really great precision. The pickups manage to be bright and snappy while still being smooth in that high end, and also without giving up low end and body. It's a really balanced sounding guitar. And I wasn't really expecting a ton of resonance out of this thin line style semi-hollow design, but it is most definitely noticeable. This is the modern F-hole window, D'Angelico is calling this, and you can really just feel that extra resonance while you're playing. As somebody who mostly plays solid body electric guitars, it's like a nice little added something, nice little surprise while you're playing. Ooh, kind of feels nice. And of course, as always, a link to the full spec list will be in the description below. But I think that's enough chit chat. Let's get to playing this Bedford SH. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap up today's video. I knew I was going to like this guitar, but I'm quite pleasantly surprised at how much I absolutely love this guitar. D'Angelico, as you guys know, are making some of my favorite guitars today. I just love the versatility, I love the look, I love the feel. But listen guys, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you've got that notification bell hit. I've got a ton of great new for 2020 post-NAMM gear to check out with you guys. We're going to have some fun, we're going to make some music. But listen guys, until next time, my name's Patrick. I'll catch y'all soon, alright? Peace.